everyone, I'm Noreen and welcome to my back deck. I wanted to do this video for at least the last 3 years and never got around to it because it was just always one of those things I never got to. There are so many people that ask me, what do you use in your soil? How do you amend your soil? What do you use for fertilizer? How do you grow such great plants? And I'm going to answer hopefully most of those questions today. Start with was the basic fertilizers that I use. They are all organic and they are put out by a company called Espoma. I have several of them here and I use more of their products, but mostly I use the tomato tone, I use the garden tone and the plant tone, and I always use Rock Phosphate when planting any nightshades like tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, and potatoes. I use this. Now, Rock Phosphate is like a miraculous kind of thing, and I never would have believed it until I watched a video several years ago of a seminar that took place at a nursery in Texas where the gentleman said, I always use Rock Phosphate, and he joked about it. He said, if you put a tablespoon of Rock Phosphate, it must go in the hole when you plant the plant. This is not a top dressing amendment. This is an amendment that you put in the hole when you plant. You put a sprinkle or a tablespoon in when you plant your tomatoes or your peppers or your eggplants. And he said, you better step back because those things will shoot right up out of the ground. And I am not kidding you. This really gives your plants a boost, and it helps them grow stronger. It helps them grow taller. It helps them uptake other nutrients much better and use them to build for their cellular development and to produce wonderful fruit and vegetable, obviously. But Rock Phosphate may be a little difficult for you to find. I actually have ordered it online, but my local hardware store that's owned and operated by a local gentleman, he special orders this for me, but now he keeps it on his shelf on a regular basis because people are buying it. These three over here I did want to mention. You can choose one or the other. The tomato tone, the garden tone, and the plant tone. I bought all 3 bags of these because I do use them in my garden. Mostly I use these two, the tomato tone and the garden tone. The plant tone I use in my flowering beds, but you can use it in your vegetables. But these two I go through bags and bags of this every summer. I apply it once a week. I give a light top dress sprinkle. But when I plant, I put them in the hole. If I'm doing anything, like I said, tomatoes, eggplant, peppers, I put the tomato tone in the hole along with the Rock Phosphate. And then I also will use the garden tone to top dress throughout the season. Something else that I always use as an amendment when planting in the hole as well as on top is Epsom salt. I go through pounds and pounds of this every year. Epsom salt is a cheap and easy boost of magnesium into your soil. It really does help your plants in so many ways. It helps them grow stronger. It helps them to ward off disease. This Epsom salt will help eliminate blossom end rot. If you have something called blossom drop, which is where all the flowers will drop off of your tomato plant, it also can eliminate some varieties of spore, but not all, and you have to do it in a certain way. You have to apply it through a mixture where you've mixed it with water and then sprayed it on your plants. But I would never be without Epsom salt in my garden. Fantastic and cheap. I mean, a 2-pound bag of Epsom salt is like $2. So there's no excuse why you can't have this in your arsenal for your garden. 2 other things that I wanted to cover. Fish emulsion, a fantastic fertilizer, really gives a wonderful nitrogen boost to your plants. You can mix this with water, and I will actually hand water. I'll mix this in a jug, and I'll hand water my plants about once a month with fish fertilizer. I swear by this stuff. I've been using it ever since Rick and I started gardening, and in Arizona we used to use this too. We used to run it through a sprinkler system, but I don't recommend that because it can tend to clog the aerators in your irrigation system. So don't do that. Best way to do this is by hand watering and mixing this up in a jug.
But don't get it on you.
Don't get it on you, because you will smell like a big old pile of dead fish, and it is not pleasant. And yes, your garden is going to stink. But you know what? That stink means you're going to have great vegetables.
Stinkier the better.
And this bottle, I apologize for its condition. It is several years old, but you can see it is called Super Thrive. This is something I have been using even when I had lots and lots of house plants before I ever thought of planting a vegetable garden of my own.
Stuff works miracles.
Super Thrive literally works miracles. It is a blend of vitamins and minerals. There are no chemicals. It is all natural, and it is the most amazing thing I have ever used. I've literally seen this stuff bring back plants that I thought were dead to full thriving beauty. This, you put a capful, or even less, a quarter of a teaspoon to a gallon, to, just regular feeding. You can also pour a copious amount into a bucket. Whenever I get new bare root trees, I always pour a good glug of this into a 5-gallon bucket full of water, and I put my bare root trees in there to soak for a day or so before planting. This stuff is amazing. You can find it at Walmart. It comes in a little 2 or 6 ounce bottle. It is about $10. This is a quart bottle. I did pay about $30 for this quart bottle, but I have had this bottle for over 3 years, and I have used about this much of it. So if you keep it in the proper way, it's never going to go bad. You just give it a good shake and you mix it in with your water. I love Super Thrive. I can't say enough about it. I will inset a photo of the label here on the video so that you can see what it looks like. It looks like one of those old-fashioned kind of snake oil labels where it tells you everything. It's good for everything that ails your plants. And it is true. It really does hold up to all the claims that it makes, and I love it. I would never be without it.
Rooting cuttings?
Yeah, it's fantastic for rooting cuttings. And if you take a cutting off a friend's plant that you fell in love with, you bring it home, you put it in a little glass with some Super Thrive, you will see root growth on that plant within a day or so. And then you just wait a couple of days, stick it in some rooting hormone, put it in a pot, and your plant is off to the best start you could possibly give it. So you can see I've got all of my plant starts here. We've got our peppers and our cucumbers and our eggplant, and I've got my tomatoes over here. There's some tomatoes over here too, but we're getting ready to put these in the ground. And I just wanted to go over this information for you because I know that I get so many questions on it, and I've been wanting to do this video for such a long time. So that is my overview of the different fertilizers and soil amendments that I use. Remember, Espoma is on the label. I get mine at Lowe's, but that's what I have available to me here. I also get at a local hardware store that's locally owned, small business. He will order me anything I ask. He has an Espoma representative. If you have a store like that in your area, you might want to talk to the guy who does the ordering and see if he can get it for you. If not, I know you can order these things online from different retailers. You cannot order them directly from Espoma, but you can get them sometimes on eBay. I ordered my first 25-pound bag of rock phosphate off of eBay, in fact, and now I'm able to get it from someone local. I'd rather throw the money at him because it helps him out, keeps him in business, and I have selfish reasons for wanting him to stay in business, right? And if you have a local retailer like that, you should really be doing the same. So remember, Espoma, Epsom salts, fish emulsion, Super Thrive. I'll put all of the information down below where you can go check out their information, and hopefully you can get this stuff implemented in your own gardening program. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you loved it. And until next time, I'll see ya.